Hello and welcome everybody back to another Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's been a little while, been a couple of weeks since I last had a look, and I made you wait there. I made you wait to the bitter end before that all started. Big welcome to everybody in the chat. An absolute pleasure as always to have you here. So welcome, especially all of you fantastic members, which looks like a lot of you. Mart was actually first on that occasion, but TJ Staniel, Aussie Mike, HQ, who have we got? Mojo, The Chook, Nick Magic. I already said Nick Magic, didn't I? I always say he twice. Did I say Ranger? Gopi. Welcome to everyone. Absolute pleasure to be joined by all of you. I'm excited. I think there has been at least one update since the last time I played this, possibly two. I actually found out today, mind you. Hello, Peter. I did actually find out today that there is like a beta, an opt-in beta update which I can do, which I think is a pretty cool concept actually. I haven't done it because I want to be able to jump online and do some online stuff as well. So I didn't opt into that, but yeah, I'm guessing essentially they release an update in an opt-in beta, so you definitely can't complain about the update. And I think it's to test everything that's in the update, make sure it's all running fine. So I think that's a pretty good idea. I think it's something a lot of games should do. Just a sort of opt-in beta. If you don't want the update because it might break things, you don't have to do it, but you can if you like. As I said, I haven't done that today, simply because I want to be able to jump online, and I know some of the servers aren't going to support that, especially a few of the ones I'm hoping to get in on. So hopefully we can do some racing, do some practice. I haven't, the last time I sort of really focused on GT3 cars, obviously then GR3 in Gran Turismo Sport was iRacing. So we're going to try and find a server and find out what happens. Server list, there we go. Whoa, where's the president? I don't know. He's not appeared yet, but when he does, I will definitely be welcoming the president with a presidential welcome. So we're going to try and find some ones with some good stats, hopefully somewhat populated. And I think it's the local area games that I'm looking for. That one's only got... Has that one got 10 drivers in it? I don't know. Having a bit of a look here. He's probably lurking. He probably is. But how's everybody doing? Anyway, it is Thursday. I sort of fumbled around with the video last night, but it just took hours to do anything. I didn't even get the video properly edited up and rendered up and such. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. But unfortunately no video last night, but back for some live stream. And I wanted to do a Assetto Corsa because I haven't done it for a while, and why not? Let's get out there, let's really see how this thing feels. I know there has been a tyre model update, but I believe that's part of the beta, the opt-in beta update, which I haven't done. Now whether or not there was anything like that previously, so there's a couple of local area games, Australia, lag servers available. Looking forward to see what a presidential welcome is. I haven't planned anything special, Mojo, so I wouldn't get too excited. What's going on, Ryan? Been a long time since I've had to watch a stream on my phone, given nothing is plugged in. I'll take that to mean that your PC did not arrive. Captain prepared. You've packed everything else up, and you could have been racing tonight, mate, on your old PC. What's going on, AP? Just trying to figure out which of these lag servers I want to join, which track I want to jump into. Heaps of them up. Nürburgring GP. What do we got? Monza. Zolder. Ooh, Zolder could be a thing. Did I do Zolder last time? I can't even remember. Mazzano, always a favourite of mine. Let's start with Mazzano. I don't think any of them have got any drivers in them at the moment. So let's do that. I obviously didn't choose my car, which is pretty cool. Can't remember what I'm in. I'm definitely in a car, though. Set up. So I'm in the Beamer. That's okay. We'll start in the Beamer. Current setup. Chucky, just got up and my eyes haven't adjusted. Thought you said president is probably twerking. Yikes. Oh, wow. I'll ask him when he gets here if El Presidente is twerking or not. Lurking. Right, so obviously I don't really have any setups saved or haven't worked anything out. So I guess really I just want a safe preset. This is at night time too by the looks of it, which is cool. We'll try that out. Happy with that. Happy with that. We'll go the safe. So I don't know why the car's got no skin on it. Obviously I didn't choose something there quite right, did I? Let's just get out and try some stuff. That's going to be the GO. Hopefully my wheel, yep, is all set up. Can't remember what the buttons are, that's fine. Do some practice. Hello, Kogan. What is up, my man? You'll join in a minute. Nice, yes. Anybody who is lurking around and has this game, this is qualifying by the looks of it, so this isn't going to go well. But, settle into this. Does my clutch work? Nope. Okay, I'm going to need some headlights. Oh! That flashed him. There we go. Headlights are engaged. Mazzano by night. What a way to get back into it in the big BMW. Well, I've got to brake. Or just not worry about it like that. Let's just reverse out. No boggage. I'm not sure that... starting at a track that I need to learn. I mean, I do know the circuit. This may not be a wise idea. Geez, you shift early in this thing, don't you? Try and get some temperature into these tyres. Oh, wow. Stop, please, car. Stop. How good was that first round of the Faguzi Championship at Tsukuba? Oh, I have no grip at the moment. Tyres covered in dirt. No temperature in them. I'll get there. Have faith. See if I can't get some temp. You guys have to let me know how the sound is. If the car is draining out my voice, let me know. Where am I? Is this around the back? It is around the back with the 3 fast corners. Spent so much time in the gravel, I have no idea. So this one's tight. Oh, please give me some grip. That's right, I can actually get on the pedal properly here. The feel will come back to me, I'm sure. Didn't have the time to spin a single practice lap. Okay, now I've over-braked it. Stop, car, stop and turn. Maybe a bit more seat height so you can see the road better, possibly. I'm not too concerned with visibility at the moment. Just getting a feel for the car and learning how it feels at this particular track. Oh, I don't recall that being so tight. So I think this is the 3 fast corners. Now when the tyres are warm, That one should be about flat. This one will be less than flat, but still fairly fast. And then this is the first one that really tests you out into hairpin. Yes, memory's good. Visibility is poor at night. Trying to find those apexes. Do another sharp. On to the front straight. There we go. It's coming back to me now, boys. What's going on, Corsa? Welcome to the stream. I'm just trying to remember how the hell to play this. I really shouldn't have started in a nighttime round, should I? But that's alright. It'll be over soon enough, and I'll go and try a different lobby with a different track. Oh, that is that damn corner that gets me every time. It is sharp though, to be fair. This one's a bit easier, and then hard on the throttle. Not that hard. Down the first of the straights. This corner's sort of, you got to slow down for it a lot, but it's not quite as sharp as you might think. It opens up. The exit is quite wide, so you can sort of get on the power earlier as you get used to it. Got around that corner that time. I swear that's sharper than I remember. It's a track I know through motorbike games. Should have tried to hold it flat. I'll see if I can do this just with a lift. Yes. Now we start to wash pace off. Down for the hairpin. Where I cannot see the apex at all. There it was. I'm sure this will be easy with other cars on the track. Looks like this is a qualifying session with 7 minutes to go. But that's okay. Brake a bit later this time. See, the hardest thing about converting a track from motorbike knowledge to cars, right, early braking for this one, is that you sort of approach with different speeds, so the amount you have to brake really changes between car and bike. So I think I'm over braking into turn one. It feels a lot tighter on the bike, but I'm also approaching it on a motorbike a hell of a lot faster. Oh, no. Got out in the wide stuff.
Please try to stay on the track.
There's a lot of marbles. That's the one that's been getting me. Hey, Oz Farmer, what's going on? Bethany, welcome. It's been a few drinks. Great to have you back. Great to have you on board. Oh, it'd be great if there was another car out here to follow around. It's still a bit fast through there. So I reckon between those two braking markers is about the magic point. Get through that, start accelerating. This one on the bike is a bitch because the bike just wants to high side you, but in the car, that is just flat. You've really got to... modulate the throttle a bit more. You can see the... I've got traction control up at the moment. It's on 5 out of 10. Which is not too invasive, but you can see it really retarding the engine. What track is this? Mazzano in Italy. I've actually... unfun fact. Oh, why? Unfun fact, I have actually been to this track in real life. Return to garage. What's go button on this circle? Square? Yes. So square's the confirm button, which is weird. So definitely not feeling good about myself or my pace, but that's okay. It's what better way to blow them out of the cobwebs? Let's see if I can have a slightly more... Okay, so triangle is still pit limiter. That is good. You're going to be disqualified for speeding in the pits. Cool. So I guess I'll start last anyway, which is probably safe for everyone, I guess. You got DQ'd as well, Corsa. Nice. I think I did as well. Yeah, it just says you're going to be disqualified for pit lane speeding. But let's just go out and do another pracky lap anyway. So triangle is my pit limiter. There we go. Unfortunately, I didn't activate that until it was too late. Frame rate's not quite where I'd like it to be. Ah, okay, it just whacks me back in the pits. Alright, I guess we'll wait here until go time and I'll just do some more practice in the race. Because that's what pros do. Pit limiter only works in first gear. Is that true? I'd like to test that theory. Okay, so I've... it just literally won't let me do anything. Okay, cool. Cool. Never seen it before. Yeah, so it's an Italian track. Really cool track. Looks much nicer in the daytime than the night. But it's such a good track. Predominantly used, you'll probably see it in, obviously, the Blancpain Championship. You won't be surprised to find out, since this is the official Blancpain game. But you'll also see it in the MotoGPs and the World Superbikes come here as well. So that's where I would primarily see it. Oh, the pit lane ends way up the track. Well, why have they got the green lights down there? And a line on the road. Pretty misleading, I've got to say. But even an ounce of experience would have told me that. Anyone hear about rain in the next update? For Assetto Corsa, is rain not already engaged? I'm pretty sure there's already rain in the game, unless you mean... How long's quali got left out of interest? 2 minutes. Update of GT Sport. Yeah, no, not sure, Iron. Not sure, Mikey, my man. I don't know what's going on there. But I guess I actually sort of want to get a little bit more experience under my belt with the Assetto Corsa, do some of the career mode and stuff, and maybe even just do a little mini review. I don't really review games. I did do like a very early review of Gran Turismo Sport, which is pretty decent actually. And if you look back now, it doesn't have a huge amount of views, but for where my channel was at the time of me releasing that, it was a pretty big deal, and actually got a lot of subscribers. Relatively for the size of the channel at the time, got quite a few subscribers. So I did do that. That's the only review I've ever really done. But I wouldn't mind doing a bit of a review or a comparison with iRacing, which is what everyone wants to know. I mean, so far my experience with Assetto Corsa Competizione is that it feels really good. There were some tyre model issues, some tyre physics issues, or car physics. I don't know really what it is. I guess the tyres. That it didn't like curbs. You really had to avoid the curbs previously. I know that is something that they have addressed. I read that specifically in the patch notes today, but again, that's for the opt-in beta, which I haven't done. So I might do that after tonight, install that, and do some testing. Have a bit of a look at the two. The one thing, unfortunately, for Assetto Corsa Competizione that, for me, has let the game down to a point where it's going to appeal to a certain type of person. Obviously, because this isn't another full Assetto Corsa title, you can't mod it. There's no mods for it. You can't put in heaps of cars and tracks like you could the original Assetto Corsa, which, by the way, is still a very valid game to play. Still a very relevant game to play. But the one thing that's always killed ACC and Assetto Corsa for me is the online stuff. I will try out the AI. I believe they're supposed to be in a fairly good state at the moment. With with how they perform and how they handle you on the track. But my high beams light is on. No, it looks like high beams are the only beams. Word is that GTS update is 27th of August and may contain rain. They've been saying that for a few patches. I mean, we are due. Obviously, we saw them a while ago. ACC beta update apparently has some good changes in the tire grip. Yeah, I have heard that. It definitely did need it. That's the truth. It felt nice on the track, but some of the track surface changes were a bit weird, and also, can I just go drive? Yes. And also the curbs. It just did not handle the curbs at all. Now, unfortunately, my clutch doesn't appear to work, so I'm going to have to do the old rev and shift into first to go, which is... Oh, no, it'll be a rolling start. It's all good. Massive update on the way with the tyres, yeah. So that is a good thing. It needed it. But as I was saying, the one thing that has, I guess, always killed ACC, or Assetto Corsa in general, is the online side of things, and that is why they won't trouble the scorers over in iRacing land, because this is still very much just driven by community people hosting their own lobbies. Assetto Corsa does, I think, have a couple of official ones. So I really should have... Well, I'm just going to stay behind old Pitcairn there. I mean, I'm going to die and come last anyway. Oh, that's it. She's go time. Should probably turn my headlights on. Oh, there's some stuff going on. Car next to me. Car's spearing off. Tuck in behind old Jin here. Brake nice and early for this. Well, I don't know what he's done there. There was no contact from myself, certainly that I felt. Does anyone know when the next full Assetto Corsa release will be? No. As far as I'm aware, no time soon. They are working exclusively on this game, I'm led to believe. But yeah, I think if they really want to set themselves apart... Oh, that corner again, every time. And a bit of lag there to help. I've actually managed to keep it relatively tidy in the end. Not bury myself too far in the sand trap. So flat through here. I'm going to try and go flat through here, but then brake immediately. Bit too early on the brakes. I've somehow managed to do a better job than Ains in front of us. I wonder if I can try one up the inside. No, he's going to hold that defensive line in between these two. Leave plenty of space. It's a bit too much. Visibility a little bit poor, I'm not going to lie to you. Got a bit disorientated momentarily. Oh, people approaching very fast from the rear. It's too early in the evening to be nailed in the rear, and nobody bought me dinner. Oh, I got a much better line through them. Oh, that's some contact. That's a lot of contact in the end. I'm not sure if I caused that or if he did it on his own and then crashed into me. Oh, okay. That was pretty cool. I'm a little bit out of control. There we go. Not sure if I caused that initial contact. I sort of was next to him and then he moved across and hit me. So he may have got out wide on the grass. Got a bit sideways himself and just kind of ended up nosing into me. But I did catch up to him in an awful hurry, so he's got his corner entry wrong. Oh, that corner is tight. What circuit random? This is Mazzano in Italy. And also hello, Raz Random and Brownie. Yellow flag. Someone's pitched it way off in the dirt. Which is a little bit more peripheral vision with these headlights. Now I reckon if you got your line right, you can hold that close to flat. See if I can make any impression on third. I am fourth currently, despite having had the spin. My headlights appear to be flickering under brakes. Unsure if that's damage or a bit of a game bug. I'll go to a day track next, so we can all see what the hell is going on. You can hear traction control hating me as I flatten the throttle. So we're 5 minutes in. I'm feeling the rhythm come to me. Just that corner every time. Lol at me saying that I saw that I'm getting into a rhythm. What I meant to say is I'm an idiot. And that's it. I have no more to add to that. That is everything I wanted to say about myself. But I'd like to sort of keep an eye out as well for any events. I don't know if these lag boys are going to sort of looking at running any longer term events, but I think it would be cool to try some longer endurance races. I don't think there's drivers swaps available in ACC at this point, but I could be wrong. See if I can do one lap. Keep orientated of where I am. Brake nice and early for this one. Get through the first part, and then you actually can accelerate a bit through the two of them up to second. Do you know this circuit? I do, but only from experience on motorbike games. I've not really spent any time here in a car racing game, and it does feel very different. You got to relearn braking markers and such because the bikes. Oh, I thought I had that pretty right. It wasn't too bad. Where is that? In Italy, Raz? In San Marino. It is, I believe, called the San Marino Grand Prix. And they put on a good event on MotoGP weekend too in San Marino. Good vibe, good atmosphere, great place to go and have a few brewskis on the Saturday night. I'm actually catching up to third here. Podium might not be out of the question just yet. You know what, I'm gonna, if I can remember the traction control button, there we go. I'll turn him down to 4. Because 5 is actually fairly invasive. I'm not exactly fighting with... Whoa, he's gone well off into the nether regions. Immediately I get a bit of oversteer. I reckon their headlights could do with a little bit of work though. I'd say it's a glitch. I don't think there's a great amount of damage model in this, and under hard brakes they do flash. An 11-second gap with 11 minutes to go. I'd have to be lapping a second lap faster, and that is a bad place to try and figure stuff out. It's the corner that catches me out every time. You thought Imola was in San Marino? No, Imola is in Imola, I guess. Another awesome Italian track, though. All of them better than Monza. I would like to add in. Oh, how did they end up going that wide? We, Disco Nights, that's it, Wolfie. So third gear for turn one, I think, and then back to second for that. Traction control feels really weird on 4. Seems to sort of kick in sometimes, and other times it just lets you have free spin. But, you know, it's nice to experience night races anyway. Especially if you guys didn't join me for any of the 24-hour races I've done on iRacing. Because Gran Turismo at night is just sort of like dusk. Everything is still pretty visible. Should be theoretically flat through all of these. Back to third. I still cannot see the inside apex of that corner. But I've got through it okay that time. Is this fixed or still broken? It depends what you mean. What do you mean by broken? I mean, I've had no real glaring bugs, unless that flickering headlights thing is a bug. As it appears, someone, I'm not sure if that's second position, cut far too much to the inside. No, that was not second. That was lap traffic there. Oh, he's rough over the curbs. Spin me right round like a record, baby. Too hot in the end. Is the day getting lighter? Yeah, 4:37 a.m. And it appears the track is getting lighter. So it's obviously on accelerated time, which is cool. And look at that, all of a sudden, the sky begins to light up. 8 minutes to go of the race. This should finish in the daytime, which will be nice to actually see what's going on. I shouldn't miss as many corners then. And you get to see the magnificent track and its surroundings. Oh, track limits warning. The curbs, you mean? There has been a opt-in beta patch. People that have been here for the rest of the stream will get sick of hearing me talk about this. There is an opt-in beta patch where apparently they have fixed them. Made huge changes to the feel of the curbs, the track grip in general. You can actually see the inside curbs there a little bit now, which is nice. The transition does look good, doesn't it? This is the first time I've actually seen the transition. So last time I played this, I did not try. I think I did do a night session or race maybe, but not a transitional one. I'm also not sure if the transitional weather has been added. That was something else last time I was really having a look at Competizione. The transitional weather had not yet been added. It is a pleasure to be seeing where I'm going. A long way behind second and first though. They obviously know what's going on. Stuck in second instead of first that time, and it was okay. I think second probably is the option there. Yeah, it's nice sunrise. You got the fog in the background, the mist settling through the grandstand. I mean, it looks excellent. You cannot fault this game. Oh, for the way it looks, or the way it sounds for that matter. I think they're getting the car handling and the tyre models close. They just need to do a massive online update. Take a really good look at how iRacing does it. Hell, have a look at how Gran Turismo Sport does it. Even that is a much, much better system than this very old, very antiquated. Essentially, if you've ever played R Factor before, or even R Factor 2, this is the system that Assetto Corsa adopted. And it kind of works okay for Assetto Corsa. It'd still be nice if you could, any old pleb could just jump on and make their own lobby like you can in Gran Turismo. I feel like my driving is getting slightly smoother now that I can see where I'm going as well. Back to first this time. 6 of one, half dozen of the other, to be honest, at the pace I'm doing. What's going on, Speedy? The last time I played, this was 2 days out of early access. Ah, okay. Things were definitely a little bit rougher to start with. I think I might actually install the opt-in beta update that came out, I think, today after this stream. And I might make a video on how tyre wear feels. So I might even, before I do the update, I'll sit there one night, do a couple of laps of the track, install the update, and go back and have another crack. Because they are so very close, and I've always loved the way Assetto Corsa handles and feels. It's not for everyone, and of course, the iRacing tragics hate everything that's not iRacing, so take everything they say with a grain of salt, but I'm a little bit more open-minded. Yeah, obviously I'm someone who races on iRacing, and also Gran Turismo Sport, and those two games are very, very different. How pretty is that orange sunrise behind us? I wouldn't expect. I wouldn't worry about what Ryan says. He's a paid up participant of this game now. But yes, I'm not sort of the kind of guy who is just a hardcore fanboy of one game more than the other. As I say, I can enjoy Gran Turismo, I can enjoy iRacing, and I do and always have enjoyed Assetto Corsa. I believe this game's on a whole new engine, this going to the Unreal Engine, where the original Assetto Corsa, as I cock that up again, the original Assetto Corsa I think was on their own physics engine. I think going to Unreal is definitely a good thing. So it feels like it's well on its way. I'm looking forward to this huge update that they've put out to tire models and car physics, as well as I think track grip was listed as well. But the piece of advice I have for Assetto Corsa, or for Kunos, is to really focus on how your online works and adopt something a lot more like... This should be my last lap too. Adopt something more like iRacing or even Gran Turismo Sport, and make it a little bit more user-friendly. Have some organised races that can just be match-made in. So there is matchmaking in this game, and I initially got excited thinking, haha, they've listened to us. Matchmaking is in the game. But unfortunately, all that matchmaking does is find an open lobby, which would most likely be a custom lobby that someone has created and has to run essentially on a server, on a separate server. And it just chucks you in one of them, so it's not quite... It helps. If you're just a random person trying to find a race, it will whack you in a lobby. But it's not quite the same thing. This might be a bit much for the PS4. I still think this will come out on consoles. And if not this one... it'll be interesting to see how they go in terms of a business model, actually. Obviously, this is the Blancpain Championship official game. Its official release date, I believe, was 2018. So the question is, will they have a separate 2020 game and go down the same path as your Formula 1 games go down? Or your MotoGP games? Now, that should be the end of the race, theoretically. Possibly not. Maybe for the leader. No sign of a checkered flag, though. There you go, leader on final lap, down the bottom. Short shifting the second. This is where the sun punches you right in the face hole. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where that business model ends up. Or if they kind of stick with a platform like this, and you can just buy DLC packs for each year, and they just continue to update it. That much we don't know yet, and we won't know until they announce what they're doing. But whether or not it's a future game or just add-ons to this, I would definitely recommend. The thing that would change this game around is a much more intuitive online system. And yes, as I was saying, oh, I forgot to brake early enough. No, I'm fine. Sort of. Well, that's it. Too bad, so sad. I'll go straight back into qualifying. I'm going to quit and find another server with a different racetrack. Another reason to look forward to the PS5, yeah. I think you're dead on the money there, Speedy Tires, and that's what I was going to say. Here's your quick join. So this is your matchmaking section, but it's just going to grab a server that it can stuff you in, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way and find one. This is the kind of thing that turns people off, though. This lobby racing and having to find lobbies, that seems to be what... turns people off a little bit, and it turns me off a bit. I mean, why would I have to sit here and go through and hope I can find something, whereas in Gran Turismo, which, okay, it's not as good a game in terms of car physics, the way it feels, the setups, things like that. It's not as good. But the reality is I can go in, find a daily race, hit go. It'll mostly fill or entirely fill that lobby. It goes through, and it's just on a timer. You just jump in if you want, grab the next race. iRacing's the same. Organised events. Shows you the time slot. That's what time your race is going to be. Everybody jumps in. Done and done. Now that doesn't... I don't know that iRacing has matchmaking as such, but it doesn't need it because of the way it handles the lobbies. It tells you here are official races coming up. This is the car or the category it's going to be in. There's the time slot it's going to be in. Register for the race, practice, jump in. And then it figures out and goes, okay, you can fit 30 people into a track. 90 people have opted into the race. We'll divide that into 3 separate categories or 3 separate races, and we'll try and best match we can experience level and driver rating and safety rating and all that sort of thing together. Now, I was told if I search by name. So let's search by name, which is LAG. The flare's a good touch, absolutely. That crash looked fun from my seat. I reckon, Corsa. Was that you that I made contact with? And did I actually hit you initially, or did you get out a bit wide and come back on and hit me? Restarted all the lag servers to fix the time. What are your PC specs? Because game looks very nice. So, Kieran, the PC... I've got like a 6th gen i7 in it, 16 gig of RAM. I've got a GTX 1070 as the graphics card, and it all runs pretty decent. I've got an SSD somewhere there, which I'll probably try and install this game on if it's not too large. And see if that sort of tidies a few things up as well. But let's pick a lobby to jump into. Did my lag search work? Possibly not. Let me try again, as they were all reset. I was meant to give you a presidential welcome. Is Piosco there? Hello, I'm watching, listening, and driving, so lurking. Excellent, Piosco. El Presidente, welcome. Great to have you along. If you don't know why everybody's calling Piosco the president, he is one of my top banticians, which you can also become by joining as a member, if you want to. If you don't, that's fine. Do I have to actually write local area games? Because it looks like only one is coming up at the moment. And that's the Mazzano one. I do like Mazzano, but I'd like to try... Oh, Lago. Ah, you were behind and took the lead. Okay. Search with local. Roger Dodger. There we go. So where do we want to try? Spa. I've just done a big 24-hour race there. Actually, it would be kind of interesting to check out the feel of this game versus iRacing, having just done a 24-hour race a few weeks back. So I might do that next. Barcelona is good too, and Silverstone as well. How much time do I have? Do I skip over Spa and just do Silverstone and Barcelona? Barcelona is, of course, now in Gran Turismo Sport as well. Silverstone is not. Let's do Silverstone. Let's give Silverstone a crack, eh? Oh, I didn't change car. I'm going to jump back out. Oh, you need 4 characters in your search, okay. I'm actually going to quit straight back out and change car from the Beamer. So let's go change this to the big, thick boy Bentley. The Porsche. I don't know if I've tried the Porsche. I've definitely tried the Nissan and the Bentley. I think I tried the Aston and loved it. Lambo was good. The Jag, I don't know if I've tried the Jag. Lexus I haven't tried. Honda I haven't tried. I don't think I tried the Porsche, so I'm going to stick with the Manti Racing, however you say that. And we'll go the 911 entry. Now server list. And the Silverstone one was what I was in, so let's go there. Everyone loves a spa day, absolutely.
Green light.
iRacing will feel massively different. I suspect you are quite right. We're in qualifying. I actually have to do a very quick toilet stop before I continue. So, give me a minute. And I will be right back to do some qualifying. Alright, alright, alright. Use the Jag. I do need to try the Jag. Manti, that's how you say it, Manti. No, let's take the Aston, darling. The Aston is lovely. Hey, don't do that, Wolfie. Right, so again... Oh, that does sound cool. The sound effects in this game are fantastic, despite what Nicky Tim says. Don't worry about that guy. What would he know? What would he know? Nothing, that's what. You're much better off listening to some no-hoper YouTuber like me than him. Right, let's try out the porch. Get some temperature. I've got some daylight this time so I can see what's going on. Oh, get the pit limiter on early. Oh, very different sound. Sounds cool though. Oh, it feels different. So I'm going to have to try Assetto Corsa again soon. Wow, this car feels and sounds totally different. How cool does it look on the inside of the car though? It's a nice dash. Oh, she's a bouncy boy though. Get around the corner, please. Feels kind of accurate at the front. Kind of wallowy at the back. You would expect that. Obviously, I've just gone from a front engine rear wheel drive car to a mid engine. I believe these cars are now mid engines and not rear engine. How fast can I go through here? Oh, that turn in is so nimble at the front end, but the back just doesn't love to respond as quickly. That's tighter than that. Wow, look at that. You can see how much I lost the back then.
Please try to stay on the track.
Thanks for the advice, mate. Please try and stay on the track. Really? Is that how you race, is it? By staying on the track? Inspires you to download 8 gigabytes and play this again? Good, Shano. Oh, actually, Shano, I was going to ask you a question too. About the Bathurst 1000. On iRacing though, obviously not this. It would be nice if they added in that championship though, and they added Bathurst in. God, this car is bouncy, isn't it? Compared to the big fat Beamer, which just soaked it all up. Oh, I need to change my rear brake bias, I think. That is out of control under brakes in the rear.
Got some light damage on the front of the car.
Okay, there is a damaged model. Let's go back to the pits. And I think... Yes, let's get the brake bias forward. Probably sounds a bit counterintuitive in a rear engine car. But I'm losing the rear under brakes. So I just want to try and settle the rear down. Yeah, it's not dirt rally. You're quite right. If it was, you'd have a real laugh. I've got the first dirt, not the sequel. But when I try a rally game, I do love rally. I'm just bad at it. I'm all arms and legs. The GTE is mid. Okay, so this is still rear engine. Thank you for the clarification there, Ryan. Oh, I need to soften this suspension up. I'm not even in this car for real, and I feel my spine shattering over some of these bumps. Geez, I do love the sound effects in this game, though. That was the thing there. You can hear an echo off the pit wall. That's what Nicky Tim had the problem with in the audio department. It wasn't so much the sound of the engines and the gear shifts, I believe he had the issue with. I think he was okay there. It was, he freaked out when he got to the pit straight, heard the engine noise reflecting off the pit wall and went, what is that? That is not real life. Oh, I will blame the car every time, Wolfie. Every time, but how much more you can't deny the results. How much more stable under brakes am I now? Could be the way I drive. I know some people do like to throw the brake bias a long way back in the, especially a rear-engined car, now that we've confirmed it is. Feels good though, I like it. Geez, there's some high pings in here. I never know which is which. What's it? Cops, Maggots and Beckett's. Is that what it is? This section here? Awesome section. When I get it right, which I'm not at all. Again, haven't done any work around Silverstone for a while. I think we sampled it in an open lobby on Project Cars 2 a little while back. And that is about the last time I've been to Silverstone. I don't know if it's just this track that is rough or the car, but damn. Bit nicer through there. You can hear the traction control screaming no more. You don't have to be good. Oh, no. As I say, I do actually love rally driving, and I spent a bit of time in the original Dirt game. I'm just not overly good at it. My brain doesn't operate in a way that is conducive to good results on the dirt. I grew up on Formula One and very accurate driving, which is why I like a front end that responds. Which is probably why I'm enjoying this Porsche so much. A really responsive front end I do like. The whole throwing it around. Well, that is too fast into the right-hander. We got 4 minutes left to qualifying, and then we're going to have a race. Hopefully the race goes a bit better. There's a couple more people in the lobby, which is nice. That's an off track. Okay, can go faster through there. I don't actually think I've put together a decent lap at all. Oh, that's too fast. You can see the back end, like I caught it, but the back end wanted to come around. Beating the car with a stick. Feels so good, goes where you point it, yep. It really does. The back end's a bit, and it's not taily, it's not like an oversteer. It's like a bathtub half full of water feel. It's like the front goes exactly where you point it, and then the back of the car kind of just sloshes its way out, especially on a change of direction. It's a bit more revvy too, so I like it. I like the Porsche. Oh, I can go way faster through that. And brake way later for that. Long events, need anything set up, let me know. Awesome, thank you, man. If we could get a full lobby. Actually, you might be able to answer this. I know driver swaps were not a thing previously. Is that something they have added into the game? Or they have not? Because if there's driver swaps available, online driver swaps, we really could make a few cool events, couldn't we? And given that driver swapping is definitely part of the Blancpain Championship, push a bit more pace up that time. The rear still cries out in anger. I was up. I slowed down to find out what that car was doing, and I've dropped off the pace a bit. I am still up, but I mean, I'm not doing good lap times here. There's definitely a third gear corner. Held it together, but just. If I got my line right there, I reckon I could hold that flat, but I'm not getting the entry points right at all. Faster that time. See, the back just gets so loose. You hear that traction control crying out. I tell you what, my frame rate's not amazing at the moment. I don't know if that's coming through on the stream. The stream can sometimes smoothen it out a bit. Smoothen, that's a new word. Smoothen. Rubbing your fingers like that. Smoothen. Well, that's too fast again through that. No. I've got him back. Just squared it off like a dirt bike, that was all. Get the solid run out. He is flat through this one. I did go a second faster than I was. I think the trick is you got to get your heavy braking done before you really get too much turn angle on it. You can't trail brake as much in the Porsche as you can some of the other cars, or the rear just gets too light on you. Still wide through there. Use a little bit of oversteer to tighten it. That was better through there, but the line's still not right. Again, if I get the line right there, that'd be flat. It was only a momentary lift in second, then hard back on it and into third. Listen to that traction control. Hating me. There's a better line through there, though. And that should get me across the line. I am nearly a second up. Looks like I'm sitting third. Still third. But that car is cool. That is awesome. The full boy turn one shenanigans. Can you do driver swap? You can do driver swaps, but I believe the server owner must set up the teams manually. Yikes, Corsa. I mean, I'm not going to be hosting any, so it's no big deal for me, but that's a lot of mark around, especially... That is a lot of mark around. Never liked the first Assetto Corsa. Is this more of the same? It is quite different, Sonic. It really is very, very different. It's a whole new physics engine, so they've moved to the Unreal Engine. The feel of the car is very different. I think the noises, the sound is good. I think the car physics are quite good. There's a lot of good things to be had about it. You can tell that it's come out of the same studio that made Assetto Corsa. That much I will say. But it also definitely feels different to a degree. But, I mean, it depends what your problem with the first Assetto Corsa was. I'll watch the rest later. Thanks for the entertainment. And, yeah, no worries, Wolfie. Thank you for stopping by, man, and joining in. Appreciate it. This is pure GT racing. It is. Big difference from Assetto Corsa 1. Huge difference. This is just GT3. This is the official Blancpain game. So, they could have dropped Assetto Corsa off the front of it, really, because this is very much like F1 2019. This is the Blancpain official game. Keep turn 1 clean. Let's try. AP. You can get races on pretty much any track. I'm going to sit behind... Whoa, yeah, try not to nail Manson, but I'm going to sit behind him.
Low tire pressure. Stay clear of the curbs. Green light. Go, go, go.
Pit car knew when to go. Turn 1 seems clean. Looks good in the rearview mirror. It was good ahead. I didn't nail anyone, which makes me feel good. Tyres are cold. Looks like we've got a different time of day here as well. Might have a good run through here. We'll see if we can get a bit of a suck job from the BMW. But look at that big boy go. Hounding the Porsche in front. Giving me nothing. Whoa, yep, that was probably close. Which is fine. So I had to roll out of it then. I still ran wide. Oh, whoa, that was no contact from me. I don't know what that looked like, but he has had a massive bin there. Oh, I've come in too hot. Don't loop it. Oh, wow. Oh, there's a lot of... A Nissan has just yeeted hard into the side of me, so that's not going well. Not an ideal start. Oh, you're Manson, Cozza? Well, I didn't rear end you, but I didn't say who was in the Nissan that yeeted me. Someone's tried to send me back to the future, back to 1985, by using my driver's side door. Probably got some sort of neck injury at this point, but I'll race on. And I'm not too far off the back of these two, so if I push hard, still got 17 minutes left to run, I could still catch them and pass them. Well, especially when that guy ends up facing backwards. I didn't say who that was. But it's not going well for him. On another spin. So people losing the rear end all over the place here. See, should have put your brake bias further forward. Yeah? Don't look so stupid now, do I? Plenty of F's in the chat. How far is the leader up the road though? A long way. I suspect I'm going to need him to make a mistake as well. But I shall charge on. Aha, it's Manson that I'm chasing. But he is 7.1 seconds ahead. Big gap to close. Can I hold it flat? Yes. Much better. Take a little bit more curve on the inside as well. I'll tell you what, I haven't changed the graphic settings since the last time I played this. But I seem to be getting a few more sort of frame drops, I guess. Still at 7.0.
Well done, mate. You fast yourself so far.
7.3 actually is pulling away a little bit. Come on, man, make a mistake. Make it interesting. Oh, too much. Slowed down too much. I thought that was going to be sharper than it was. So not great driving by me. Says the guy who spun. You know it, Random. Just trying to even up the field, man. Whoa, that's a big one. Oh, I held that for so long. Okay, never mind. Oh, jeez, can I just do... I don't know why all of a sudden the rear tyres are licorice straps. But I was off the throttle. Anyway, I made it more interesting for myself by giving myself a bit more traffic to have to overtake now. That was weird though. I swear I wasn't going any faster than I'd been through there. Need to cool those rear left tyres down. You can see they're running a bit hot. And the back just stepped out on me. But I've got some people to chase. And that is the very thing I'm going to use to justify why I made that horrible, horrible mistake. Because that's just the kind of shit bloke I am. Lots of action going on around me. That little radar in the middle is perfect to see where people are around you. It shows you where he is. It gives you the warning for the direction. Oh, again. With the rear end just coming out on me massively. How's my bias going? Yeah, it's dropped back. That's why. Let's get it forward again. There we go, that already feels better. I was dabbling, obviously didn't save the setting between races and it dropped me back to 52. I'm sitting at about 55, 54.8% will do. And now if I need to just dob the brake pedal mid-corner, just dab it, and not the stupid dab. Not the Fortnite dab. Just dab it like you would a sore bottom after a squirty curry poo. Just a little dab. See if we can't catch our fellow teammate here. And reclaim second position. Just keeping it interesting for the viewers. Random, you know what's going on. You get me. And we're back in a battle. That's what we want. 11 minutes to go. Old Charles Manson is long gone up ahead there.
Well done, mate. That's the fastest lap.
Oh, that was too late on the brakes. I started to turn. You can see how the rear got... Why is it saying I'm in second? And Pit Can... Old Pitty up ahead is in third. I'm not sure what's going on with the positions down the bottom left, but you probably can't see that anyway because my wolf head's in the way. Now that I've caught him, I'm not making that much of an impression on him, am I? Not my best lap, mind you. What's going on, Rory? What's the verdict? Well, it's definitely too early to call a final verdict yet. I'm going to do a little bit more and actually make a video on what I think of the game. A little bit of a mini review, even though I don't really review games.
We are at the halfway.
But
Still a long way to go.
it's only the halfway point of the race. This battle can continue for another 10 minutes if it needs to. But it's good. They do a lot of things right at the moment, and there's a big update coming with tyre models, car physics, and surface grips and levels and such. So I am excited. Unfortunately, they have not done anything about the online stuff as of yet. This is not a good corner to try and overtake into. I'll roll out of that. Give him a few friendly little nudges there. He will have the line into this sketchy part to be going side by side. I'll roll out of that. He actually runs a bit wide at the end, takes to the grass. Oh, the rejoin, I was waiting for it. He's hung onto it nicely then. What do you think about the tyre physics? Well, Fabio, I don't think I've got them yet. I think you have to do the opt-in beta update, which I haven't done so that I could race in these online lobbies. But I'm gonna, as soon as the stream's over, I'm actually gonna download that beta update patch thing and try them out. Either do another live stream where we try that, or make a video, one or the other, in the coming days. The online hoppers are an issue. What do you mean by hoppers, Rory? Like lag? I haven't experienced any lag, and a couple of the guys in here are showing a ping of like 395. I mean, the car does feel decent. I know that there's been at least one, if not two, updates since I last played the game. And it does feel pretty good. Obviously, it looks nice. It sounds magnificent. So that's pretty much just a relative down the bottom left-hand corner. Obviously, fourth is currently in between first and myself. Hoppers equals lobbies, yeah, okay. Oh, you couldn't find any. Yeah, well, luckily for me, by pure chance, last time I did jump on this game, I found a bunch of Australian lobbies that turned out to be lag, local area gamers, if I got that right, who kind of joined my Discord and such, so we were able to do that and we can kind of communicate. So I have a little bit of assistance in that bracket, but yeah, without doubt, I can already see that my verdict is going to be that the cars feel really decent. They do. It's not to say they help my driving at all. But yeah, the cars feel good. It sounds awesome. It looks amazing. Optimization seems to be something they have improved on since I last touched it. But yeah, their online side of things needs the biggest rework. Because I think the old R Factor lobby setup is a bit antiquated and probably needs an update. Closer to iRacing or Gran Turismo Sport. Someone should tighten the windshield wiper. I'd imagine in real life, Fabio, they do flap around a bit. It is nice to be back at Silverstone. I'm still semi-confident that they will add this into Gran Turismo Sport. I mean, they're pretty good at copying and pasting assets from previous games. So as long as there's no licensing issues with the track, it should be a copy-paster for them. But this Porsche is excellent. Love this Porsche. If you haven't had a go, would recommend. Even though the rear end is a bit taily. You can get the new tyre model in the public beta. Yeah, you can. Fixes a lot of issues there. Yeah, Adam, so I'm going to do that. The only reason I didn't do it prior to this stream is because I didn't really have a lot of time between work and going live. And I also knew that these lobbies didn't have that part installed, although he did say he could update it for me. But yeah, it means I'll be back on Assetto Corsa real soon, and I'd imagine since Ryan's sitting around chomping at the bit to get his new PC so he can play this, well, that's not the whole reason, but that is part of the bonus. I wouldn't rule out me being back on this over the weekend. So just 3 minutes to go of the race. A couple of unfortunate mistakes. One of them, well, the first one I didn't understand because the back kind of came around on me, but I did not realise that the brake bias I set during qualifying didn't save through to the race. I would like it if GT Sport added more modern GT3 cars. Yeah, I mean, it's got... To be fair, it's got most of them in there. Obviously, the Bentley being a fairly large example of one that they've missed. They don't technically have this Porsche either, because, of course, the GR3 Porsche in Gran Turismo Sport is actually the GTE car and not the GT3. Came in a bit hot then. Had to stay on the brakes too long, and that's why the rear got... but yes, Rory, I agree about the lobbies. If you're still there, that is the hardest thing about the game, and that is the turn-off. And I think I saw you on one of your... I can't remember if it was a video or stream. Or it might have even been one of the 24-hour streams we did together. You were saying you're pretty much over AI at this point. I sort of am as well. Like, I don't really have a lot of time to race AI, and there's just something... Once you've been racing online for so long, there's just something about racing against other real humans which feels totally different to racing AI bots. Having said that, I believe the ones in Assetto Corsa Competizione are quite good. So if you're interested in the game but don't much like the concept of going online, then I think you'll be very satisfied with the game. Probably more so satisfied than someone like myself. One minute to go. Oh. Oh dear. That one was driver error. I think I shut the throttle off too quick on the change. It was right as I was changing direction, turning right from the left. I got right off the throttle and that just loaded up the front. The rear became very weightless and I almost dropped it again. I'm wide there, so... Bit of a shame. I probably could have run at the front. Challenge for the win if I didn't make so many mistakes. I can still go so much faster through that. Oh, the difference practicing for something makes. Leader's already finished. Can I finish the race? Oh, I should have been watching the racetrack and not the times, etc. Hey, that's only my first warning for the race. That's alright. That is the checkered flag. It's a bit hard to tell. You won't be able to see it because my overlay is right in the way, but just above the... Yes, good race all. I made plenty of mistakes then. How's the stream looking, by the way? Has it been a bit jumpy? The performance on this has been a bit sketch, so please let me know if it's looked a bit... Oh, I have just been absolutely nailed in the ass. No more qualifying. Let's go out and find a third and final server. I would like it if GT Sport, but yeah, this track would be appreciated. Absolutely, I think a lot of people would get very excited to see that. That little tap in Maggots and Beckett's brokey. Oh no, AP. It is good, Shano. It is good, and as I say, if you like your offline racing, and if you can appreciate offline racing, let's try the Emelfrey Jag, because I don't think I have done that yet. Server list. If we go and type local again. Now, where next? So we've done Silverstone and Mazzano. They've got most of them covered. Oh, I do like Zolder, though. I'm going to go to Zolder. I'm just going to go to Zolder because I like Zolder. Looks good. Okay, the server's good. Nice. Nice. Oh, holy shit. This is at night. And I don't know if I can do a night race at Zolder. I need to relearn the track. Even with the lights on. Oh, no, I don't think I am going to do Zelda. I don't want to do another night race. I've already done one. I might change track again. You got me good. Did I, AP? I thought it was only a little kiss, man. Side by side, we're doing all right. Sorry about that. I do apologise. Oh, you're jumping in, Shano. Good stuff. So you've actually you do have this already. Right. So let's forget Zelda. So tell you what time of day it is if you click on one. I might go in that case. Might go Brands Hatch because it's relatable to most of my subscribers. Not that any of them are watching, but shout out to those who are, because it's a track we know. It's in the rain. Is this at night as well? Oh, this is also at night. Okay. As stated, I don't mind the rain, but I didn't really want the night as well. When I make my mind up. Yeah, Brands is good, but it was at night, man. I really feel like another day race. How can you tell what time of day it is? Okay, so that has a night logo there. So for Brands Hatch, I should have been able to tell. Yes, okay. So most of them are actually in the night time. There you go. Zelda's not at night anymore, theoretically. So I'll go back to Zelda then. There's only one. Oh, that is what I went into, though. Can you confirm, is this at night? It doesn't show the night symbol. Is Zelda at night? Why are they all night? Yeah, only the only geezer. You are right. I missed that before. Now I do know that. So that is a learning I have had from today. It's always good to have a learning. Give it a sec. Maybe. I mean... Okay, so Zelda is there. Zelda is day. Go. Good stuff. Let's get this done. This will be the last of the evening. There we go. Let's go into a safe preset. Get out and do some practice. During qualifying, there's been no practice sessions, which I'm actually okay with. It's good to just smash a few out on stream. Let us try out the Jag. Turn the pit limiter on. This, I suspect, is going to feel very, very different from the Porsche I was just in. Oh, have a listen to that Jag engine. Nice and gentle on cold tyres. How good does that Jag sound? Oh, yeah, that's one way through. Done an out lap, not worried. Getting the blue flag. I'm actually just going to straight up get out of the way. Better off following him anyway. While I get a feel for the track and remember its layout. And a feel for the car. Again, Project Cars was the last time I did this track, and that was a little while ago. I think it's a bug. I have all the sessions set to 2 PM. Okay. Oh, that's too fast and too wide. And that's how you want to start your lap. Oh, too fast. Too shallow. It's alright, give me a couple of laps to get used to it. I've got... Still got 12 minutes of qualifying to learn this track. Oh, that Jag sounds good. The line was well wrong there, but not sure if I should be doing that in second or first. This one's definitely first. She's a tight boy, especially the second half of it. Come on, I need to turn my headlights on. I think that one's first gear as well, actually. TCS is on 6. I'm going to pump that down to at least 5 and try and start for the wall. That's better through there, so that's a second gear turn. This Jag is geared a little bit lower than the Porsche was. Yeah, I think first gear probably is the way to go for those chicanes. Yellow flag. Oh, she's totally over the bump. Oh, that is too hot.
Your lap time is invalidated. Please
So,
stay on the track.
sorry about that, mate. I thought there was something cool out there. I thought you were out there because you'd seen something awesome. So I was like, well, I'm coming in. Oh, we got a safety rating penalty. Yeah, I am sorry about that. I also got it well wrong, much like yourself. No frame rate issues here yet, like I had at the previous track. It was a bit slow through there. And there, I think I'm just trying to slow it down and get a lap done. Oh, get off the curbs. So this track actually might be a decent one to test the new update with. Actually braking a bit too early now. Didn't run too deep that time round. I'm actually just going to jump right out of his way here because I'm holding him up for sure while I'm learning. Oh yeah. Difference in speed was substantial. There you go. Again, getting a few little, just little noticeable frame rate drops now that that car's in front. So, unsure if anything's changed, but I had no dramas last time I played this. Oh, he's gone in too hot and bounced over the curb. Oh, that's too fast and too wide. Full commitment. I do have some light damage on the front, so that's probably a pretty good time to jump in the pits with a few minutes left of qualifying. Get back out with a fresh car, some fresh tyres, and we'll go again. I can clear that crappy... Oh, that's not what I want. Righto, let's go again. Pit limiter on this time so I don't get disqualified. Try not to hit the walls on the way out. Some heat in these tyres and brakes, and we'll see what sort of time I can pull out. Hey Sarge, wishing you a good day. Is this PC or PS4? Thank you, and I hope you have a good day as well. This is PC, unfortunately, Assetto Corsa Competizione, not yet out on consoles. I think if they brought this to a console, to the current generation of consoles, I think they would have to pretty heavily nerf the graphics of this. So whilst I do believe that eventually we will see an ACC on console, I think it'll be the next gen. Now let's be honest, the PS5 and the Xbox, whatever the hell that thing's called, they are just around the corner. So for now, we are restricted to PC, which is fine. The only reason it's a shame is because obviously not as many people have access to it. Certainly in terms of my subscriber base, it's not as relevant for those guys. And I wouldn't say that you don't need a decent computer to run it. I think I'd be lying if I said that. I mean, this thing runs decently on mine, but I certainly don't have all the settings cranked up, and I could probably afford to drop some down now with this current sort of frame rate lags I'm having, or just dropping a few frames. And I've got a 1070, GTX 1070, which I know these days is hardly the latest, greatest graphics card, but it's generally pretty decent for everything else. Oh, too hot. I thought I was alright there. Wonder what TCS on 4 would be like. I might just crank it down so it's 4 out of 10 now. It's going to be a bit tailier in spots, but I think some of those slow corners, it will actually increase my speed, because at the moment Traction control is being pretty aggressively applied on the exit of the corners. Oh, I'm coming up to the scene of the accident here. See if I can get past old Fishbach if he's going to give me the run into. He has, thank you. Oh, I need to brake still. I think out of the slower corners it'll be advantageous to have a little bit less traction control on. I don't know if it's myself or the Jag, but something here is not that great on the brakes into those slow chicanes. Whoa, that's a big frame rate drop. Your new 2060 Super. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit better than the 1070. Well, it will be quite a bit, I think. It's nearly on par with the 2070, isn't it? Not quite, but nearly.
But only the Corsa stuff so far.
I'm very wide. Had to stay on the brakes way too long then. Only a minute of qualifying left. So unfortunately that was the last roll of the dice. Currently sitting second with a best of a 33.1, so not super fast. My trust is 34.4. I don't really know what that means. It means, first of all, I'd imagine that I haven't done much time in this game. And second of all, I'd imagine it means try not to run into people, you idiot. It's above the 2070, is it? Just above. Well, there you go. I didn't think it was. I thought it was just below the 2070. Oh! Try and get out of his way. The potato laptop is streaming. Is stressing just looking at it. Yeah, look. Something like iRacing is surprisingly forgiving, I must admit. I mean, that is an old game. It doesn't look anywhere near as nice as Assetto Corsa Competizione. I mean, you only need eyes to see how much better this game looks visually than iRacing. But the advantage, of course... Why do I have to turn the pit limiter on? The advantage, of course, is that it's more available. And that's another downside of ACC, is the fact that it's not a particularly accessible game for a lot of people. Because first of all, it is PC only, which is fine. There's lots of games that are PC only, iRacing being one of them. But it's also...
Session is now over.
It does also require a fairly decent PC. You're not going to run this on a potato. I had a GTX 960 before this, and that really, really struggled. I don't know where I'm supposed to pit, but it's whatever. Do I actually have pit guys? Are they in the game yet? Ah, there we go. Is that a flashing pit? There we go. Stop. So there is a sign. There is a frame drop when someone joins the lobby. Yeah, that's a lag spike, that one. And that's a lot more noticeable. That's a big drop. But I just get a few... It gets a little bit choppy at times, which is the frame rate. I can obviously turn the graphic settings down. It's just interesting that I haven't changed the graphic settings since last time, when there has been at least one, if not two, updates. And it was running a little bit better before. PS5 will be a lot more optimised for games compared to PC. Uncharted 4 and The Last of Us 2 still have tough competition from PC games, yeah. This track, man. Yes, good luck, everybody. Let's try and have some fun. Let's try not to crash. I've only ended up 5th. Look at Shano. Just installs the game 20 minutes ago and puts it on 2nd. And just to rub salt into the wound, he's done it in the same Jag I have, so... Good luck to you, Shano, but also F you in the nicest possible way. Turn 1 shenanigans, please. I have a 1080 Ti and I get that drop when someone joins. Yes, I think that one's a lag spike when someone joins the lobby. There's been a few games that have done that. But it's more so the frame rate drops just when it gets a little bit choppy through some of the corners. Especially it seems like when there's other cars around me, which is when you would expect it to drop.
Stay double file.
Whether or not that's something in my system, that I don't know.
We have some light damage at the rear of the car.
Wow, so I'm going to start this race with some damage. I have just been absolutely roasted by a Ferrari. Okay, so that Ferrari, I guess that guy, Capslow, he doesn't really care about where he lines up. I'd like to see him get some sort of penalty for it. Early on the brakes, couldn't avoid that bit of collision there. Very slow through turn one. Rough start there by the looks of it from Pit Can. I'll give him a little nudge as well to help. Oh, he ends up... Oh, he goes... Oh, I've given him an extra... I'm just getting smashed. Oh, there's nothing I can do about that one. Sorry, mate. The first little one... What was me again. I really have to try and avoid you. That unsettled your car, but unfortunately the second one, when I turned around, I was just a passenger getting beaten in the rear. So, apologies again. Unintentional. I thought I was braking early as well. Easy. Looks like I'm not the only one having fun with contact and turning around. So again, my humblest of apologies for the initial tap. Capslow is facing the wrong way. Probably a fair and just outcome for his... I mean, there's no other way to say it. Cheating at the start. Just casually overtaking 5 people before the start of the race. See if we can't settle into a rhythm now. As another one runs off the track. I think that will gift me 3rd position. Online lobby fun. So my safety rating is only 30 at the moment, which I could only assume is terrible. Shano leading, yes, of course he is. Oh, by 7.7 seconds by the looks of it. So I don't think I'll trouble the scorers on this occasion. I know I have a juicy body, but you got to stop tapping it, yeah. It was the gentlest of gentle taps. I was as hard on the brakes as I could get. I braked early, but obviously I didn't read the play properly. But unfortunately, all the rest of that hoo-ha, I was just a passenger as well. Also getting smashed in the rear end. Caused a bit of a nose-to-tail pile-up, unfortunately. I think the speed into that chicane probably caught just about everybody out. TSS is back on 6. I'm going to turn that down to 5 again because it felt better on 5. I would like a little bit of rear end oversteer to help with the turn. and slightly better drive out of the slower corners, which seems to be where this Jag suffers a little bit. See if I can catch up to Kotora in third position, 4.3 seconds behind currently.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Actually a bit too slow through turn one that time. Thought I was coming in a bit hot, but I did manage to pull it up too much. This I don't know what time of day it is. 3:21 p.m. It's very dark. And I know that because this TV is fairly bright. Oh yeah, that's getting loose now in the rear. Am I making any progress? No, I've actually lost about 5 or 6 tenths. Traction control is still so deadening. I'm going to go down to 4. Try not to die in the faster corners, where this thing I think will get snappy. Still too slow on the turn 1. Not getting that right at all. Yes, it's those corners where there's such a huge difference between traction control on 5 and 4. You wouldn't think it'd be as big as it is, but it really is. Like one of them you just plant the throttle and the engine retards. Go down to 4 and it really is quite taily. Run wide on the exit. Need to be worrying a little bit less about catching third, which I'm not. He's actually pulling away, but I do have Manson catching me. Can I have one racing exchange without making contact? Stay tuned to find out. Wide on the exit. A little bit too fast that time. Hopefully I'll get that right by the end of the race. Too heavy on the throttle. Supposedly the PS5 can do up to 120 FPS. That is a bold call. 120 FPS. Be interested to know if that is resolution dependent. Because I know the PS4 now, as Kotora has actually got it all wrong and brought me right back into that battle for, well, third as I get very sideways. See if I can at least go with him for now. Yeah, I know the PS4 now does some upscaling. And I think some of the games that it gets 60 FPS on, it's upscaling from 920p or whatever the hell that resolution is. But it is obviously going to be a lot more powerful than PS4. So if you're running at 1080p, which I suspect a lot of people will be, then it doesn't surprise me.
Halfway through, keep pushing.
Oh, I tell you what, I might have to put that traction control up. These rear wheels are really starting to spin. That Honda looks relatively stable up ahead. And then that slow, tight, nimble stuff certainly looks to have the performance advantage over the Jag. As I absolutely smash the rev limiter. Got off the brakes too early, run wide, use a bit of dirt. Loose as a goose. The overtake is on for Manson if he wants it. He elects not to take it. Probably wise. He has seen me driving, after all. May value his safety rating. Two sideways now. I'm out in the dirty stuff. I could never bring that back. I'll bounce through. Stay committed. Doubt it'll be native, yeah. And, I mean, given that it's a console, and I don't have percentages, but I'd imagine the vast majority of people would run consoles on their TVs. I mean, I know you can get 140 hertz monitors, etc., and all the other hertz they come in, but how many people really have TVs cranking out more than 60 hertz? There might be a few that have 100. I actually don't know what my newish TV has, to be honest. Oh, that's too hot. That's too hot. That is too hot. I had gunk on my tyres and I braked at the same braking marker. And I got what I deserved. The Pro can either do 4K res or 60 FPS, but not at the same time, yeah. I actually don't have a Pro. I kept thinking about buying one. I ended up buying an Xbox early on in the piece thinking, yeah, there'll be something out on Xbox, maybe Forza or something that I want. And in the end, there hasn't. It's sat there, and it's turned out to be a massive waste of money. Having said that, I think I did buy that before the PS4 Pro came out, but I probably should have sold that as soon as the Pro came. I'm going to bump that traction control back up to 5 as the back's getting a bit taily as I find myself again on the loose shit on the outside. It's all going to hell now. I can still hear gunk on my tyres. I'll brake a little bit earlier accordingly. But yeah, I'd be interested to know how many people can take advantage of that 120 frames. And I'm not even quite sure. I'm not really an IT computer guy. I just know what I heard. And I heard that if your TV is only 60 hertz, I think this is how it works, that you can only really see 60 frames anyway. So if you're going to take advantage of 100 frames, you need to have a 100 hertz TV, for example. going on, KLM? Welcome. Just smashing around on some not overly popular Assetto Corsa Competizione, but it's actually pretty good. Just doing another little progress update, as they do continuously seem to change this game. I can't help but think that this was released, when it was released, due to some contractual deadline, because I really feel like the game we got at the end, or at the start, was quite a ways off being complete. But they have been adding things slowly to it. It is feeling decent overall. I feel like this Jag was not a great option here. But having said that, Shano is currently out front dominating. Oh no, he's in second. Oh, I shouldn't have been looking at the... shouldn't have been looking away from the racetrack in a corner. YouTube life. But anyway, it does look like he has lost the lead to someone. But yeah, at least in my opinion, at a really tight, twisty track like this with lots of stop-start stuff, lots of chicanes you want to be nimble through, I feel like the Jag's probably not quite the right tool for the job. But also, oh yeah, curbs are still definitely a no-go. Oh, I'm struggling with grip here. I'd say I'm suffering with damage here because that was... This car is now very difficult to drive. See if I can finish the race, but it's not in good nick. Yeah, it's not doing what I'd like. Let's take it easy and see if I can coach the car around. I don't really know how much damage does in this game yet. I love my Pro. I only have a 1080p TV, I think that says. I'll go back to that. Once I go through this chicane really badly. Downscale from 1440p, really nice. GTS and I think Spider-Man is what you say next. It'll be a miracle. What have I got? 2 minutes left. Be a miracle if I can hang on to this position because it is not great. Yeah, only two. I was 8 seconds up after my last crash. He's gained 6 seconds on me in about a lap. Oh, have a look at that. And that's with traction control back up to 6 as well. Even GTS looks mint. Yeah, I think regretfully now, I wish I got a Pro as well. I should have just sold that Xbox as soon as the Pro was released and bought a second PlayStation. But I kind of thought, well, why would I use two? As it turns out, I would use two. I could definitely... Yeah, I think a lot of games I've got on the PlayStation, which I just never play, because when I'm not doing this stuff, I'd rather sit out in the lounge room with the wife. So a lot of these PlayStation games don't get played because I sort of don't go, oh, well, you know, I'm not streaming tonight, but I might go and sit in the man cave anyway and play on the PlayStation all night. I just do that less, I suppose. "42 seconds left. suspect this will either be the last or the second last race. Can I bring this slightly damaged car home in the position I'm in? Not exactly being my greatest display of driving skills tonight. Especially given that a few of my mistakes have been because I'm concentrating on everything else except the racing, which is my bad. But I will do my best. I've got the big thick boy behind me, the Bentley. I will try and...
Finished the race.
Oh, there you go. I've only got to survive this lap. We're trying to drive the rest of it with the doors wide open so we can't get past, but it is so loose. Oh, and he's giving me the pit pass. To be fair, he did actually slow down and give the position back, which is nice. Obviously unintentional. But my already damaged car did not like that. He's slightly right hand down now. But yes, not my greatest display of skill and ability. Ah, Shano binned it on lap 1, did he?
Right, then, race over. Good job. You did the best you could.
Well, good job, all.
Lap.
Sorry that I was in it. Oh, dear. Well, yeah, anyway. That is a little bit more Gran Turismo. Assetto Corsa Competizione. And I think I will download that that patch, the opt-in beta patch, and give it a run. Try out that tyre wear. Try out the curbs. You saw a few times there I got very sideways, very skew whiff over the curbs. There's something not right about the grip. They've got like extra grip, and when you go over them, the force feedback's not that strong when you mount them. So it's really surprising. It just kind of grabs the front wheel of the car as it hits it and almost flicks the arse out. So I believe that's something that has been addressed. That was fun. How much better is that game? Yeah. I did ask for Turn 1 shenanigans. You did, AP. You did ask for it. I mean, I suppose my second race wasn't too bad. My first two races were probably okay. A couple of mistakes in race 1. Race 2 was good. Race 3 there was a bit rubbish. And once I got a bit of damage on the car, I just kept making mistakes and spinning. But yeah, it's good. The game is good, and I'm definitely keen to continue doing more of it, and I will be. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. But look, I am actually going to end the stream there. I think that's quite enough. Assetto Corsa Competizione. So, look, a big thank you to everyone who did join me. I know that these stream numbers are always a bit lower because it's not Gran Turismo Sport. That's what most people sub for. It's not iRacing, which people are getting accustomed to. But stick it out. Stick out Assetto Corsa. It is good. I'll be doing more content. I want to do a few videos on it. But yeah, I appreciate all of you that stopped by and had a bit of a chat or even just watched in the background. But and a special thank you, I suppose, as well to Lag for setting up the servers and helping out with the servers and stuff. You're a bit of a lifesaver, as you saw Rory say, or Irias say earlier in the stream, that his issue with this game is he bought it. He has no interest in racing offline against AI bots, and he couldn't find a lobby. And that's a real issue when you've got a game like this that has lobbies and no matchmaking type setup. Well, it does have matchmaking, but yeah, not genuine where it groups everyone together, which I have so much better now than how it came out initially. I completely agree with you, Shano. The steps that they've made are already substantially better than its early release. It was in a bad state, and that's why I can't help but think that it was released when it was as a bit more of a... I reckon there must have been some kind of contractual deadline that they had to release the game, because it is an official Blancpain title, so unlike the first Assetto Corsa when they could sort of take their sweet time releasing things, and I know that was in alpha for a long time. I was a very early adopter of Assetto Corsa, And that took a long time to do things. I reckon because of the contracts involved in this game, they've had to pump it out. And the game, to be honest, probably wasn't quite ready back when it was. Having said that, they did also say this is early release, this is early access. And unfortunately, you have to expect with early access that there are going to be bugs and issues and problems. They seem to be ironing them out. And this new tyre... this new patch, the latest update patch, looks like it's really making some major changes to tyre models, physics, grip, that sort of thing. So I'm excited to try that. I think this game is going to be spot on in every department except the online lobbies. And unless they've got something big planned for that, I think that will ultimately be the holdback. But it doesn't mean we can't have fun, much like R Factor. It just means we'll have to have pre-organised things. And having guys like AP and Corsa and those guys that are running lobbies, I might be lucky in that we can organise some of these events and have a good time. So I am a bit lucky there. Thanks for the stream. No worries at all, Chucky. Thank you for joining. Got to stream it more. Yes, time is always an issue, and I'm trying to squeeze in Gran Turismo iRacing, which will probably be a little bit less featured over the next couple of months, given that there's no big iRacing events coming up. I might do the odd smaller one. Purely stopped playing as it was so arcadey, Shano. I don't know that I ever found it arcadey. I just don't think they had the car physics and everything right. No worries, Mojo. It was good to see this game in action. Absolutely. And there'll be more of it, and I'll try and structure it a bit more. At the moment, obviously, I'm just jumping and doing whatever lobby we can. Just ping me if you want a custom server setup. Thank you, Koza. So yeah, it means that we can actually have some genuine fun. And if you do have a PC and you do have the ability to run this game and you've been thinking about it, yeah, certainly there could potentially be opportunities where we can run stream races and have a bit of fun. 11 out of 10 would take it up the rear from you again. Good to hear, AP. It was a pleasure giving. It's always more fun giving than receiving. That much I can pretty confidently say. But yeah, it's been awesome. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Remember to leave a like before you exit. Now go put that Xbox on eBay. It wouldn't be worth anything now, Sarge. And cheap PS4 Pro. It's too late. I may as well hold out and get a PS5, man. They've got to be within 10 months away, surely. 12 months. Where did I get 10 from? That's a random number. But they've got to be within that. Anyway, that is going to be the end of the stream. Thank you all very much for watching. I can't wait to talk to you next time. I don't know what's coming up next. Maybe another Assetto Corsa stream over the next couple of days, or at least a video. I don't want to commit to anything, but that could be a possibility because Ryan will be up and about with his new PC, pretty keen to go. Otherwise, of course, we've got round 2 of the Faguzzi Championship in Gran Turismo Sport. Round 1 was actually a huge amount of fun with those custom lobbies, so that was cool. Hopefully you'll join me for that, and I might even try and put a little highlight video up, or at least the race 2 video, because that was the fun race for me anyway, so I thought I might share that so you guys can have a bit of a look. Anyway, I've crapped on enough. Thank you all very much. I can't wait to talk to you all next time. Careful with the rear guns there, guys. This might blast. I'll turn it down for you. There we go. Anyway, thanks very much, guys. I'll talk to you next time. But for now, it's goodbye.